a heart speed.
Welcome back to The Deep Dive. We're the show that really tries to cut through all the noise and just give you the insights you actually need.
Get you well informed.
Exactly. And today we are plunging into something, well, maybe a bit unexpected, the inflatable hot tub.
Ah, yes.
Specifically, we're taking a really close look at the SaluSpa Hollywood AirJet. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, like, aren't those just fancy kiddie pools?
Yeah, you hear that sometimes.
But we think you might be surprised. Our mission today is to unpack what makes this particular portable spa stand out. We're digging into the product details, sure, but also, crucially, what real customers are saying.
Right. Get that real world perspective.
So you can figure out if it's, the right kind of oasis for your backyard.
And it's good to set the stage a bit.
Yeah.
Because this isn't just some random inflatable pool. It's from SaluSpa.
The original guys, right?
Yeah, the original manufacturer. They've been doing this, innovating in this specific space for like over a decade now. And that experience, it really translates. You see it in the features, the engineering. It's surprisingly deep for something that looks pretty simple on the surface.
Okay, so let's unpack that because, the idea of an inflatable hot tub maybe still raises some eyebrows.
Sure.
What's the core promise here with the Hollywood AirJet? What's it fundamentally trying to deliver?
Well, the core promise is basically a real hot tub experience, but portable and easy. Easy setup, backyard relaxation, without, the huge cost and permanence of digging a hole in your yard.
Right, no major construction project.
Exactly. It's this circular tub, measures 77 inches across by 26 inches high. That's about 1.96 meters by 66 centimeters.
Okay, decent size.
Yeah, they say it fits up to 6 adults, which we can maybe talk about later.
Huh.
But it holds a good amount of water, about 240 gallons or 908 liters, filled to 80%. But the key thing, the real hook, is the setup.
How easy are we talking?
Super easy.
Right.
You just attach the pump unit, switch it on, and it inflates itself. No tools, no hassle.
Okay, that is convenient, definitely lowers the barrier to entry. But, for someone who's maybe used a traditional built-in hot tub, how does this inflatable version actually recreate that feeling? Is it just warm water or?
Good question. It's definitely more than just warm water. That's where their AirJet system comes in.
AirJet, okay.
Yeah, it has 140 of these jets, and they're positioned around the bottom edge.
140, wow.
Right, and they release streams of bubbles upwards. So it creates this warm, bubbling environment. They call it a calming bubble massage. It's meant to be soothing, help you unwind.
So it's not like those super powerful targeted jets you might find in some acrylic tubs.
No, it's more of an all-over effervescent feel. Relaxing, but maybe not deep tissue massage.
I gotcha. And the heat?
Heats up to a maximum of 104 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 40 Celsius, which is pretty standard, really.
Easy to control?
Yep. There's a digital control panel right on the pump unit. Easy to reach from inside the tub. So yeah, it really tries to hit all those key sensory points of a traditional hot tub experience.
Okay, now this is where I think it gets really interesting. Because looking beyond the basics, the spec sheet actually hints at some surprisingly clever features for an inflatable.
Yep.
What were some of those innovations that genuinely made you go, didn't expect that?
Okay, well, first off, durability. That's always a question with inflatables.
Always. Will it pop? Will it stretch out?
Exactly. So SaluSpa uses this material they call Tri-Techie. It's a 3-layer reinforced material. And the key thing isn't just that it's thick. It's that they've stress tested it specifically for puncture resistance and stretch resistance.
Stretch resistance, so it keeps its shape.
Yeah, that's the idea. It's designed to hold up season after season, not just be a one summer wonder. That's a big deal for an inflatable product.
Okay, yeah, that addresses a major concern. So it's built tougher than you might think. What about using it when it's not exactly, peak summer weather?
Right, extending the season. That's where their free shield technology comes in. This is actually pretty clever.
Free shield, how does that work?
It's an automatic heating function. So if the ambient air temperature drops low, the system kicks in automatically to keep the water temperature between about 42 and 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
So like 6 to 10 Celsius.
Exactly. And that prevents the water inside the pump and the liner itself from freezing and causing damage.
Okay, that's smart. Does it actually work in really cold weather?
Apparently, yes. We saw one customer review, someone in Oklahoma, I think, said it held its temperature just fine even when it hit minus 10 degrees outside. Didn't freeze up.
Wow, minus 10. Okay, that's impressive for a portable unit. Much more robust than I would have guessed.
Yeah, it definitely pushes the boundaries of what you expect from an inflatable.
And you mentioned ambiance earlier. I saw something about lights. That's definitely part of the hot tub appeal for me.
Oh yeah, the lights are cool. It comes with this separate plug-in LED light strip. It's remote controlled, and you get 7 different color options.
Nice. Where does it go?
Here's the clever bit. The liner of the hot tub itself is semi-transparent. So the light strip sits on the outside, but it shines through the liner.
Ah, so it illuminates the tub.
Yeah, it creates this kind of illuminated pattern on the outside, but also gives a really nice relaxing glow inside the water. It's a surprisingly effective feature for setting the mood.
That sounds pretty neat, actually. Any other comfort features bundled in?
Yep, it comes with 4 pillows. They're adjustable, so you can position them for, maximum neck support while you're soaking.
Pillows are always good.
Definitely a nice touch.
Yeah.
And then there's the cover. It's reinforced and designed specifically to lock in the heat when you're not using it, which is obviously crucial for keeping heating times down and energy costs manageable.
Right, efficiency matters. So they've really thought about the practical stuff, durability, winter use, but also the experience, the lights, the comfort. What about the less glamorous but still important things, like keeping the water clean?
Good point. It does have an integrated water filtration system, uses standard filter cartridges, and it also comes with what they call a Chem Connect dispenser.
Chem Connect, what's that?
It's basically a little dispenser that attaches to the water inlet inside the tub. You put your chlorine or bromine tablets in there, and it releases the chemicals slowly and evenly as water flows through it.
Ah, so it helps keep the sanitizer level stable, better than just chucking tablets in.
Exactly. Makes balancing the water chemistry a bit easier, a bit more consistent.
Okay. And convenience, little things.
Yeah, they thought of that too. The pump unit, the main hub, actually has integrated cup holders built right into the top.
Huh, essential.
Totally. Keeps your drink or snacks right there, easy to reach without getting out. It's small detail, but people really appreciate it.
I bet. And anything on the energy side, besides the cover?
Yes, there's a power-saving timer. This lets you actually schedule when you want the heater to turn on and off, up to 40 days in advance.
Oh, wow. So you could set it to be warm for the weekend, for example?
Precisely. Or set it to heat during off-peak hours, maybe. Gives you more control over your energy use, and it helps manage those running costs.
Man, that really is an unexpected depth of features for an inflatable. Durability, winter protection, lights, pillows, chemical dispenser, cup holders, timer.
Yeah, they've packed a lot in.
It really shows that if you're considering a hot tub, but maybe put off by the price or installation of a permanent one, doing a bit of digging into these portable options, well, it can give you a real shortcut to understanding what's possible.
Absolutely. Knowledge is power, even when buying a hot tub.
Okay, so that's the feature list, the specs, the engineering. Sounds impressive on paper. But what happens when these things actually land in people's backyards? What's the real world story?
Right, the customer reviews. And overall, they're really positive. It holds a 4.2 out of 5 stars.
That's solid. From how many people?
Over 400 ratings.
Yeah.
And nearly 200 actual written reviews. So a decent sample size.
Okay, so what are the big things coming through in that positive feedback?
Well, number one, overwhelmingly, is ease of setup. People rave about it.
We talked about that, how it inflates itself.
Yeah, and reviewers just keep saying things like easy setup, so easy to put together, took minutes. Some mentioned the pictured directions on the box lid are helpful. Others found useful YouTube videos.
That's huge. Takes away that initial setup anxiety.
Totally. People feel like they can actually do it themselves quickly. That's a massive win.
What else are people loving?
Value for money comes up a lot. Phrases like well worth the price, perfect for your money, awesome, inexpensive way to have a hot tub.
So it feels like a good deal.
Yeah, people feel they're getting great overall value, real bang for the buck. It delivers that affordable hot tub dream for many.
And the experience itself. Do the bubbles live up to the hype? Relaxing?
Generally, yes. People say the bubbles are really relaxing, provide a nice overall mild massage feeling.
Even if not super powerful jets.
Right. They acknowledge it's not the same as a $10,000 jacuzzi.
Yeah.
But for what it is, it's very enjoyable, very soothing. And those LED lights we mentioned.
Yeah. Big hit.
Huge hit. Described as amazing, a nice touch. People really seem to love the ambiance they create, especially for evening soaks.
Okay. Easy setup, good value, relaxing bubbles, cool lights. Sounds like it delivers on the core promises. Did you find any of those really surprising or unexpected benefits popping up in the reviews?
Yes, actually. And this one really stood out. There was a review from a customer, Tina, who'd been in a serious motorcycle accident.
Wow.
Yeah. And she said this hot tub has, quote, literally been a lifesaver for her physical therapy.
Really? How so?
She found it was the perfect size for her to sit in the middle and actually do water aerobics therapy exercises for her arms and legs. She said aquatic therapy wasn't otherwise accessible, and this tub worked better for her specific needs than even some more expensive jacuzzis she'd tried.
That's incredible. Using an inflatable hot tub for serious physical therapy, that's not something you'd expect.
Not at all. It really highlights a kind of versatile utility beyond just kicking back and relaxing. A powerful story.
Absolutely. And what about that winter performance we talked about? Did the reviews back up the free shield claims?
They did. People confirmed it holds its temp and didn't freeze, even in seriously cold weather.
And the running costs in winter. Any feedback on that?
One user actually estimated it only added about $25, $30 a month to their electricity bill during the winter months to keep it warm.
Huh. That seems surprisingly reasonable for maintaining heat in the cold.
Yeah, definitely lower than you might fear. Seems the cover and the free shield system are pretty efficient.
Okay, so lots of positives, but no product is perfect. Our deep dives always look for the other side too. What are the caveats, the things to be aware of that came up consistently?
Right, the reality check.
Yeah.
And the biggest one mentioned again and again is the initial heating time.
Ah, yes. How long are we talking?
Well, people say it takes days to heat up the first time. The reported heating rate seems to be around 1 to 2 degrees Fahrenheit per hour.
Oof. Okay, so 1 or 2 degrees an hour if you fill it with cold tap water.
Yeah, you're looking at potentially 24, 36, maybe even 48 hours before it reaches that 104 target temp for the very first use.
So patience is required. You need to plan ahead for that first soak.
Absolutely. You need to be prepared to wait a bit after the initial setup. It's not instant gratification.
Definitely good to know up front. Once it is hot, how well does it maintain temperature during use? Especially if it's cooler outside.
That's another point some users brought up. They noticed the temperature can drop a couple of degrees after maybe 30 minutes or so with people in it, especially if the air is chilly.
So the heater struggles to keep up with heat loss when the cover's off and bodies are...
Seems like it, yeah. It takes around 2 degrees per hour to catch back up, according to one user. Not necessarily a deal breaker, but if you're planning long soaks in cold weather, it might cool down slightly over time.
Okay. And what about that capacity? Advertised for 4, 3, 6 adults. Did the reviews agree?
Yeah, that was another common point of feedback. Most people felt 6 adults was optimistic.
Huh.
The general consensus seemed to be it's comfortable for at most 4 people, maybe on the normal to smallerish side.
Okay.
One review was pretty blunt. No way 6 adults are getting in here. Maybe 6 small children on a good day.
All right, so realistically, plan for 4 adults max for comfort. Good expectation setting.
Definitely.
Were there any recurring problems or issues people ran into? Things breaking or not working?
Yeah, a few things cropped up. The LED lights not working seemed to be mentioned by several people, described as maybe a common problem.
Okay. Anything else?
Some mentioned the inflatable lid, the cover insert, not holding air very well. And a few people encountered error codes on the pump unit, sometimes right out of the box, which can be frustrating.
Error codes. Easy to fix.
It sounds like troubleshooting can sometimes be a bit of a headache. One user mentioned getting an error immediately and finding the instructions weren't very helpful. Just pictures on the box lid, no real manual. That made sorting it out difficult.
Yeah, lack of clear instructions is always frustrating. What about the ongoing upkeep? Maintenance burden.
Maintenance is definitely part of the deal. You absolutely need to stay on top of water chemistry testing, adding chlorine or bromine, managing pH levels. That's an ongoing expense and time commitment.
Standard hot tub stuff, but maybe more frequent with less water volume.
Potentially. And filter cleaning or changing is key. One user said they had to change the filter every week.
Okay, weekly filter change.
Yeah. And remember that temperature drop we mentioned. In cooler weather, you'll actively need to bring your temperature up sometimes, which uses more energy. Oh, and a useful tip someone shared about error codes.
Yeah.
That EO2 error, which often signifies a filter issue, can apparently also mean your chlorine level is just too low. Checking that first might save you some hassle.
Good pro tip from the field.
Yeah. So, bottom line on maintenance, it's not overwhelming, but you need to be prepared for that weekly routine of testing, treating, and filter checks. It's not quite set and forget.
It sounds like, if you go in with eyes open about the initial heat time, the realistic capacity, and the need for regular maintenance, the downsides are pretty manageable, especially given the price point.
I think that's a very fair summary. The value seems to be there, but it requires that informed, engaged ownership.
So pulling all this together, the features, the pros, the cons, the real-world feedback. Who is this SaluSpa Hollywood AirJet really for? Who's the ideal buyer?
Okay, yeah, let's define that profile. First and foremost, it's absolutely perfect for the budget-conscious hot tub seeker. Anyone who wants that soaking experience but just can't or doesn't want to spend thousands on a permanent one.
The accessible entry point.
Exactly. Second, it's ideal for people with space constraints, smaller backyards, or those who value portability. Maybe you rent, maybe you only want it out for part of the year. The inflatable nature makes moving and storing it genuinely feasible.
Makes sense. Anyone else?
Well, based on the feedback, it's great for people just seeking relaxation, like calming bubble massage for stress relief, and potentially, like we heard from Tina, even for light aquatic physical therapy if other options aren't available.
Right. That's surprising therapeutic angle.
Yeah. But crucially, it's also for someone who is, let's say, DIY and maintenance minded.
Okay, explain that.
You need to be prepared to handle that initial setup, even if it's easy. And more importantly, you have to be willing to commit to the regular upkeep, the water testing, adding chemicals, changing those filters weekly. It needs that hands-on approach.
Not for someone who wants zero effort.
Definitely not zero effort. And super important from a safety perspective, the electrical setup.
Yes, you mentioned this.
It must be plugged directly into a properly grounded outlet that matches its specs, 110, 120 volts AC, 60 hertz, single phase, needs a 12 amp circuit at room temp. Absolutely no extension cords, no multi-plug adapters. That's critical for safety.
Non-negotiable. Got it. Any other really key purchasing considerations?
Yes, one very important one. Where you live matters for this specific model.
Oh, shipping restrictions.
Exactly. Due to energy regulations, this SaluSpa Hollywood AirJet model cannot be sold or shipped to California, Oregon, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Maine, New Jersey, New York, Nevada, Washington State, Maryland, Washington, D.C., or Hawaii.
Wow, that's a lot of states. So if you live there...
You need to look for a different, comparable Bestway or SaluSpa model that comes with what they call an Energy Sense, a thermal cover, which meets those stricter requirements. Trying to order this one to those states will likely just result in cancellation.
Okay, that is vital information. Check your state eligibility before you get excited about this specific model.
Absolutely crucial first step.
So, knowing all these details, the target user, the maintenance needs, the safety rules, the location restrictions, that really empowers you, the listener, to make a properly informed decision.
That's the goal.
All right, so as we wrap up this deep dive, the SaluSpa Hollywood AirJet, it really emerges as, well, a surprisingly compelling package, doesn't it?
It really does.
It's an accessible, feature-rich way into the hot tub world. It seems to deliver on that core promise of relaxation and portability, offering pretty significant value for the price tag.
Absolutely. And yeah, it has its quirks that initial heating time is real. The capacity is maybe more like 4 adults. But when you weigh it all up, the customer consensus is pretty clear.
Yeah.
It's a worthwhile investment for what you pay.
You get a genuine hot tub experience.
You do, with surprising durability, thanks to that Tritech stuff, and clever features like the freeze shield for colder weather. You know, it kind of makes you ask, how much fancy stuff do you really need to relax and feel good? Can you find that sense of luxury and well-being in something maybe a bit more unexpected, like an inflatable tub? For many people, it seems the answer is yes.
That's a great point. It invites you to imagine, transforming your own little patch of backyard into a personal retreat, ready whenever you need that moment of peace. A bit of affordable luxury that adapts to your life, maybe, instead of the other way around.
Well said. Finding peace in unexpected places.
So, what kind of peace could you find? Something to think about. If this deep dive has got you thinking, maybe sparked your interest in creating your own backyard oasis, you can find the SaluSpa Hollywood AirJet inflatable hot tub and check those state restrictions by clicking the link in the description below.
We rise like